Hi, Shelly. Let's take a look at your newest set of essays. Government's moving. Okay, let's see what you said. Nowadays, governments are seriously considering improving the economies in rural environments by encouraging companies to these regions. This essay will discuss the pros and cons about this issue. All right, that's fine. You don't need to make a decision on whether it's more positive or not. So what you did here was fine. Just be careful with some of the grammar. On one hand, there are considerable benefits from persuading companies to, not to improve. Okay, we have to work on some of this vocabulary. Let's try it again. On one hand, there are considerable benefits to persuading companies to move to the countryside. Lots of twos there, but at least it's accurate. Firstly, the booming of industry in the country can significantly boost local economy. Many local people, not multitude, many local people can easily get ideal jobs created by these companies. Further, having attracted a number of people to work there, other industries can also achieve great improvement by building up shopping malls, supermarkets, hotels, and restaurants, which are essential facilities for the residents. All right, let's see. You wrote secondly, but really isn't it thirdly? Because this is kind of a secondly. It is also beneficial for decreasing some pressures led by large populations in metropolises, such as traffic congestion. All right, I don't know what's going on with your grammar here. Full stop, perhaps. Let's try it. Some experts argue that only when certain proportional individuals, no, you mean a certain proportion of individuals. Grammatically, this doesn't work. So only when certain proportions of individuals flock into the suburbs from the downtown can the local traffic congestion and air pollution be mitigated. All right, that's a good sentence, provided that this is corrected, okay? And it's a shame because grammatically it was really advanced. It was lovely. You did some really nice things there. But this kind of took away from the overall effect of it. So be careful, even with some of your simple grammar. Make sure that it's okay and it's correct. Because when you do something that's really good like this, if it's not accurate, then it kind of falls short. All right. On the other hand, it can also cause some negative repercussions. All right. I'm not really crazy about this it. What is that? What is it referring to? If you're referring to moving from cities to regional locations, then you need to say it. So perhaps you could say, even if you wanted to use a different kind of synonym, you could have said, on the other hand, this shift can also cause some negative repercussions. As long as we're clear what it is that this pronoun is referring to. If you said this shift, it's a little more specific, and then we can say, oh, okay, I understand. We're talking about this change from location, this change of locations. But just it is really just too vague, all right? So the issues of environmental pollution, no, you've got some vocabulary issues here that make it really hard to follow. The issues of environmental pollution by improving local industry. Deteriorated is wrong. I'm not really clear what you're trying to say here. I know that we're talking about the negatives of this move. So are you trying to say that moving these companies into regional locations would worsen the environment of these areas? That needs to be clear, okay? It wasn't, I'm afraid. Building up factories or not, no, you can't say manufacturers. Building up factories in rural environments can dramatically damage local natural land, leading to soil erosion, reducing natural habitats, and underground water contamination by poisonous emissions from these, that's the wrong word, from these industries. That would have been fine. This is dangerous for some endangered species. For instance, in some regions of China, the number of endangered pangolins has dropped over 40% due to the booming industry. Okay, fine. In conclusion, government should keep a balance between developing the economy in rural regions and protecting the environment, and humans should be highly prudent to take any actions regarding mitigating the wrong word here again, mitigating. Otherwise, the local environment will suffer catastrophic degradation. Okay, it's good. I like that. Some of the vocabulary really needs to be more carefully selected. I like that you're trying to do a lot of these advanced things. This is what we call risk taking, and that's good. Risk taking is a good way to kind of make your way up to a 7. But when you take risks, you also have to aim for some good accuracy here. And there wasn't really consistently the case here in this essay. Okay. So good attempt. I liked a lot of the things. I thought your development was really good. But I think that some of the errors with vocabulary were probably the weak spot in this essay to keep it from getting a high score. Let's take a look at your letter to your relative. Let's see. Hi, Wency. Hope this letter finds you well. I'm writing to give you some information about how to get to my home. I'm so delighted to hear that you will be on vacation with me together next month. But I'm sorry that because of my work, okay, I cannot be at home to welcome you until night at your arriving day. I've arranged everything well. I've given my key for my house to my neighbor who is living on my right of my house. Please go to knock at her door after you arrive. All right, let's talk about this. So, okay, we'll be arriving by plane in the afternoon, but you will only be home at night. Fine. All right. I thought this was kind of awkward. I'm writing to give you some information about how to get to my home. I thought that the order of your sentences didn't really 100% make sense. So I would have reversed these. I hope this letter finds you well. I'm so delighted to hear that you will be on vacation visiting me next month. Okay. But I am sorry to tell you that because of my work, I cannot be at home to welcome you until later that night. We don't say this. Okay. Therefore, or so, I'm writing to give you some information about how to get to my house. Okay. I have arranged everything well. I have given the key to my house to my neighbor. I thought this was awkward. Who lives next door? That's fine. Please go knock on her door after you arrive. Okay? So those are some changes I would have made. I suppose you should have a large luggage with you. Therefore, I suggest you take a taxi to my house after you land in Toronto. It is quite convenient to take a taxi at the airport, or you can ask for some help from the staff there. They are quite friendly to everyone. Please write down my home address. Okay, fine. I'll try to be, you're missing a verb. I'll try to be back home as early as possible. This is a little awkward. And I am so excited to see you. You must be very tired. Not you must be. You're assuming that like now. So you probably will be very tired after a long trip. Or you probably will be tired after your long trip. So please take a break in my home. I'll not I'll take. How about I will bring some delicious food from a famous restaurant. At night, we'll enjoy a wonderful dinner together and we can spend a whole night having a talk with each other to catch up to speed, maybe, on what's going on in each other's life, not like. I look forward. Okay. So, all right, so we had some problems with some of the grammar. Now, let's look at this last one. This was okay. This was fine. You didn't really give a lot of directions. I mean, you didn't really know. You just told her how to take a taxi. Okay. I think you could have done maybe a little more with this. It says give directions from the airport to your house. So what could you have said? I suggest you take a taxi to my house once you land in Toronto or after you land in Toronto. Once you exit the building, find the yellow taxis and give them my address. Explain to the taxi driver that once you get to Main Street, you turn right onto Elm Street, and it is the third house on the right. That's what we mean by giving directions. Okay? So this for me felt not really 100% on topic. Then, here, you have not made suggestions. You have simply informed your relative of your plans. I'll bring some food or I'll take some food. We'll enjoy a dinner. This is the only place where you made a suggestion. We can spend a night. That's a suggestion, okay? But the rest of this was like you were just informing your relative of the plans. And that's not what you're supposed to be doing exactly. This is one of the ways that the people at IELTS are testing your ability to use the language of suggestion. So, what do I mean by that? I mean that language of suggestion is stuff like, if you want, we could do this, or perhaps we could do that, or maybe you would like to do this. That's language of suggestion. Okay? So it's really important to understand this functional language. That's what this is called. So that you are answering the question and the bullet the way you're supposed to be answering it. Okay. So that's it about this letter. You have sent us another one, the terrible restaurant. Let's see what you said.